so I thought that she was.
All right, wow, I've been really sick lately.
Okay, so here is, here's the file if you need anything from here.
So we're asking for a public hearing to be set for next month.
We have to officially open.
Yeah, we have to open the meeting.
No, we're asking for it. That's what I'm saying.
All right, let's open the meeting with a pledge of the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm just gonna do a quick roll call too, because I'm tallying these up with the educational minutes
Okay.
and credits.
We didn't get it?
Yeah, we got it. So I'm gonna do attendance sheets. So each month you'll get an updated attendance sheet with what your accumulated time is for the year. Okay? Okay. Don Brewer?
Here.
Kathy Jordan?
Here.
Art Christie?
Yes.
John Horn?
Here.
Joanne Cal? Alan Shiner? Clifford Buffo?
Here.
Does anybody need their folder? I do have all your folders here if you need it.
I'll take mine.
Did you get an agenda for tonight? I just did, okay.
I'll take one too.
You need yours?
Okay. That's what we're here for tonight, is to get a public hearing for next month. Now, this morning, checking through the flood zone maps, I realized that the flood zone actually juts into that little hole that you saw when we were out there.
I was reading it today, that's where you're standing in that hole.
Yeah. And it just juts right in here, in this area here, which means we can contact FEMA and see if we can fill in for those 2 parking spaces, but more likely we would just move those 2 up more.
It's what it catches lower tier spaces.
Yes. The base flood elevation comes in, and those 2 parking spaces in that display area would have to be moved up above that base flood elevation. I mean, I believe you can draw a permit and stuff and fill in it, as long as it's not a floodway, flood AE zone, but you gotta get, FEMA to sign off. I think it's a lot easier. We'll just move the parking spaces up.
How are you gonna, this farm stand here, I know it's very steep there, right?
Yeah, when I was out there today, I took some more elevations too, so the next map you'll have will be tighter
Then,
contours in there to show you what's going on.
and then the parking spaces are pretty, I mean, I just don't, how are you gonna get from that flat elevation that you're gonna have to dig out a lot of dirt, and then up to here? I mean, is there gonna be like some sort of a retaining wall back there?
If you want to, did you hear the question?
I mean, this is a lot of excavation that has to take place. I mean,
Yeah, I will get some feel, feel.
you've got to dig away. And
Yeah.
how come you guys moved it down to begin with?
Yeah, because, I mean, it's the winter, when I was outside, shovel the snow, and then, I was thinking myself, if I have all the top, it's on the winter time, no one will go up to because it right in the road because you know so people can see it. You know that's why I moved down because you know before over and then in the winter time you know no one will go up to the hill you know go to the the farm stand you know in the winter time. That's why I would decide to move down. So that you know I think it'd be good. That's why we're doing that because up in the top, you know how the winter time is. I go out there and shovel, I know, and I hang, you know, for people. You know.
Yeah, I'm showing the contours and things. How he excavates it is up to him. I don't know what he's going to do about that.
No.
I have a question. This ditch line is in the floodplain. Are you going to fill that in at all? Ditch line?
The one you just were mentioning.
You're just showing us that you're moving the parking places? No, we're not going to fill in. That's why we're moving the parking spaces. Okay, that's not going to be filled in at all. You're moving the parking places up or over.
So you're taking the bottom two and you're flipping them to the top two?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You can't have parking spaces in the flood zone.
You can, but, you know, I'll certainly look into it. I don't think it's worth the effort of getting FEMA's permissions. And we can just move the parking spaces up there a little higher.
I have concerns about the traffic down in this area. I really do. I mean, you're going to have people pulling in just a little ways, and then they're going to be backing out and backing in. So you're going to have people coming off of 28, and then you're going to have people, you know, parked halfway out, and there's going to be people, you know, stopped down in here. I mean, I'm worried about people backing onto 28, turn around, parking down here. I mean, up here, when it was up here, you had plenty of space. You could turn around. You had traffic turning in and going up the driveway, and then coming out and going on to 28. I mean, it was more traffic than there would normally be, but I think that would be all right.
Yeah, that's why
Here,
we made this area here, so
I see that's better than the last map I saw.
you're able to turn around.
I see it's there. I don't know that people are gonna, you know, pick the path of least resistance. I just worry they're gonna be milling around down in this area.
So,
I mean, it's going to be very expensive. I mean, it's not that that's my business.
Deleting whether, do you have a line on this that I'm not seeing where the floodplain is, or did you just discover that today? Discovered this morning. The next, you know, the map you'll have in front of you for the public hearing will have that on here. It just comes right in through here, and then follows here, comes back out.
So it goes above the second?
Yeah, it comes right in here, this area, this contour pretty much right here. And then it follows the driveway down and back out. How could that be if this is a contour line right here that comes across? Is that a contour line that joins? What do we go that thing? Right in here. Yeah, well, the map and everything that FEMA has, it won't go past the driveway. The driveway's higher. Yeah, this contour will be, like I said, I took a bunch of elevations about an hour ago, because once I realized that FEMA has the flood zone in there, the AE flood zone, I want to definitely show it to the planning board exactly what it is. So that will be all shown on the map. I was surprised that it jutted in there. I didn't think the floodplain was in there at all. But there's a real narrow strip that comes in from property next door, right around that hole and back out. And then it joins in with a bigger area in here.
How wide is this apron area? I'm sorry, not deep rather, not wide. Like how far off of the road is this bit here?
How far off the pavement?
Yes.
You mean up to the property line?
Just what's gonna be cleared.
To be clear, it would be, well, it's already pretty clear.
Okay.
Not sure what you're asking.
Just this, I mean, just this, what you have drawn in here, like how deep is this dimension?
It shows it over here, but,
Oh, I didn't see that.
yeah, there's a diagram over there. So yeah,
Perfect, thank you.
that's what the state DOT wanted to see that diagram there.
Isn't there a ditch on this side of the road also?
Yes. That's what I was just asking about. One's the floodplain, the other side should be the floodplain as well. It shows from the,
Is that where?
yeah, right there. It goes in there. There's a catch basin there, but it actually flows this way into this pit.
Okay. It flows under the driveway there.
I noticed the guardrail didn't show up there. Make sure it shows up.
You speak to the DOT already?
Yeah, DOT's,
Did they have anything in this here?
yes, yep, that's what they wanted. And they've, I think we have something in the file from the DOT saying,
Multiple things, and the most recent blessing.
yeah. Because we got their approval before, no one changed it, and then we sent it back to them and got their approval again.
Yeah, that second approval was reviewed at last month's meeting by everyone. I mean, last week's meeting by everyone.
Are we gonna keep people from parking right there?
I don't know, it's always a question on 28, I don't know how you keep
I mean, it's,
people from going over on 28.
because, I mean, now before there was no farm stand and evidence, and now it's right, you know, there's gonna be a big temptation for them to just pull over and hop out of their cars. Well, if they can, they will. If they can, they will, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that can be governed by anybody but DOT. Probably maybe request no parking signs from DOT. But they don't want any signage at all on their right of way. As far as the private landowner goes, they can put signs. You can request them.
So you have to ask them.
Yeah.
It's an official.
Well, do we need a motion to schedule a public hearing?
Kathy's the chairman. motion because of an incomplete application. I have none of the floodplain information that obviously just came up today and we didn't know about. And I still don't have the zoning permit, so I'm gonna say, that I can't approve this right now, myself. That's my motion now, it's up to other people whether they want to do it or not. But until I have a complete application in front of me, with all the information, I can't say yes. So,
So we would need sometimes certificates that you're saying?
well, if Dawn just discovered that this part of this is in the floodplain, I want some information saying that, in fact, it is just the corner and it doesn't go across the driveway and down the road and stuff, So I need that information, and I've asked, now this has nothing to do with you, but I've asked several times for a zoning permit application, for the zoning application on this project and other ones, and I haven't got them.
Well, in all fairness, since I've been here in June, the zoning permits haven't been actively.
I'm not blaming anybody.
No, I understand that, but, I mean, you're asking one applicant. I've been here since June, and this is the only person that's ever been asked to have a zoning permit, and that's not really fair when it hasn't been a practice since June of last year at
You
least.
can't keep committing a crime and say it's okay.
You're absolutely right, but until the entire matter is rectified, it's not fair to pinpoint one individual.
But you have to start somewhere, Tracy.
You're absolutely right, and we're starting with a new building inspector in 2 weeks, and as previous applicants have not had it, I think that at least that issue on its own can be looked at later on.
No, I'm not voting yes on this until I have a complete application. Now, I can, you have enough people to vote, but until I have a complete application, at the workshop, I asked for for a zoning permit on this. At the last meeting, I asked for a zoning permit on this, and tonight, I don't see the zoning permit on this, and I disagree about the zoning permits, as I've told you before. It never has been an
Well,
issue, it's never been asked for.
Not only that, but we can go back over the past meetings, and I don't want to get into a debate with anybody, but you asked specifically why the zoning permits weren't being issued. You did not specifically ask for a zoning permit for this application.
If you look,
I do, I watch all of them.
well, watch it again. I said, I am not voting yes on any applications from this point on until I have a zoning permit in the application package.
That you did say, but you
Okay.
didn't say
The
with
zoning-
specific regard to this application.
Zoning permit, the zoning application is a mandatory part of the application. And because it hasn't been given in the past, you just can't keep committing a crime, like I'm saying.
You're absolutely right, but until the practice is reinstated, you can't pinpoint one individual.
It was never not reinstated.
It stopped at some point. It wasn't being done when I started here.
Well,
All right.
was that done as an oversight? I mean, if it was an oversight.
I think because of the turnover in the office, that somewhere there was just a lapse in communication. And, I mean, I knew nothing about it until it was mentioned to me here. I've never even seen one. I told you that.
I don't think anyone's ever heard of it. I thought you were just here to schedule a public hearing.
Well, we're here to discuss this.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not approving anything.
But I can't agree with scheduling this when I don't have
Oh.
a complete application. What am I gonna do, tell the public? Okay, well, I got most of the papers, I didn't get them all, and we'll just throw it up in the air. Now, this is my opinion, you got other members here that can vote. We don't have quorum, you don't vote. Kathy, yes? Oh, yes, you do have one. yeah.
Well, how do we correct this? I mean, how do we correct that we're going on without zoning permits, when in fact we know that we were in previous years requesting zoning permits, am I right?
Mhm. Oh, yes. And other towns do it as well.
I really don't, Art. You told me last time that the town of Isla was asked you why I never filled one out. I contacted everybody in the town of Isla planning board, they don't know what, they never even heard of a zoning permit. Town of Isla.
Well, if we set the zoning permit issue aside, what about the issue with floodplain? What do we do about that? I mean, is it
Well-
appropriate for us to take it forward to the
Yeah,
public if we have an issue with the
I wouldn't have
floodplain?
brought it up if, but the fact is, I don't think it doesn't affect what we're asking for here, except for, you know, we already explained we're gonna have to move 2 parking spaces because of it.
Is it on the current roadmap or the previous? Is it on the upcoming, the preliminary one, or is it on the old one?
It'll be on. Oh, it's a new one.
It's not on the current one?
It doesn't show on the official
If it doesn't
old
show,
one, but it's
well,
on the new one, which is
if that hasn't been adopted yet, so technically we're going by.
That's true,
the
but
one
I
that's-
don't agree, you know, I go by the new one because they're based on better studies, but.
Well, if we're being technical,
Yeah.
the one that's in place now wouldn't affect the application.
True, if you went by the official flood maps, it's not affected, but the new preliminary ones show it coming in right there where I showed you. The old maps don't show it at all. The reason why I'm going forward is I don't see it changing what he's intending to do here.
So how do you gentlemen feel about either one of these issues?
I mean, I do wish the floodplain were, you know, the issue were addressed on here, but it just cropped up. I understand that happens. And my big issue is the parking and the safety stuff that I've said already. I really think it's going to be a problem. I mean, I'm worried there's going to be an accident there, and then it's going to be this thing that I said was okay, and, you know. I just don't see people pulling up in here, and I just don't see them doing that.
May we ask the zoning chairman, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, Mr. Johnson. I have a question. Didn't I make a motion?
Yeah, but hold on, please, Rick. Keith, can you explain to,
You did not make a motion.
You made a motion.
can you explain to Dawn that when an applicant comes into the town hall, that they're supposed to be getting a zoning permit application with each project?
For a site plan, for a subdivision and for a boundary line adjustment?
Boundary line adjustment, I don't think so. The subdivision.
And you have 1, 2, 3, I believe you have 3, maybe 4 members on the ZBA here.
We're the only town that I know of that asked for that.
Dawn, I beg to differ with you.
You can if you want.
Tracy Colwoodstock.
Really? You really want me to do that? I'm one person running a department by myself and serving 2
Okay.
boards.
So do you want to make a motion to vote or?
I'll make
One
a motion that there's more information that I feel is required before we can schedule a public hearing.
The motion's on the floor. Casey, you want to take a roll call vote?
So I didn't quite understand what exactly the motion was. So what is the motion?
The motion is that I feel that we have a complete application and there's more documentation that's required before we can schedule it for public hearing.
Well, that's half opinion and
Hold on.
so.
We have to give the public all the information. We can't just give them information that's missing and say,
So could you say that your
That's-
motion is that that you don't feel the application is complete?
yes,
And so we're not ready to take it forward to a public hearing
yes.
tonight?
Well, your motion has to contain some type of action, and at this point, it's full of opinion and no action. So are you making a motion to deny the application for further? So you're making a motion to deny the application for further information?
Yes, I'm making a motion that we do not forward it for public meeting until we have more information. And we just went over what the information was.
Sorry, this is still not
Ask
clear.
me again, Tracy.
What is your motion?
That we deny forwarding,
So you're denying the public hearing You're making a motion to deny the public hearing pending further information required, okay?
Can I ask you what exactly information you actually want me to submit to you? Just to run for me? So so I can able to get it for you?
Ron has to get put more into the package, it was a zoning permit application filled out. And because of the information that we just discovered with it being in the floodplain, we need more floodplain information, where the line is. I mean, there's no lines on this map, there's nothing saying where it is. It could in fact run right through your business and we don't know.
Yeah, I understand that, I want to know what exactly you need, so I can give it to you, because,
So those are the two things that I'm saying.
yeah.
We're still not finished. We need a second.
Second.
And we need to do a vote. Kathy Jordan?
How am I voting? In favor of his motion?
Yes.
Yes.
Art Christie? John Horn?
No.
Cliff Robucco?
Yes.
You can look on Ulster Parcel Find and click the layer for the new preliminary flood maps, and it'll show that, what I'm talking about.
It's under water resources. Directly under water resources, the first one is the preliminary, the third selection is the current flood mapping.
Thank you very much for taking the time to come out. Have a nice day. Thanks.
We have Anyone have any public comments they want to make regarding this issue and this issue only? Okay, make a motion to adjourn. Guess that's it.